We live in this age of just endless scrolling, bite-sized content everywhere. So what happens when we do something kind of radical? When we just slow down and turn a page? Today, we're going to dive into the profound, life-altering power of reading a book and what it really means for our brains in this digital world. This quote from the author Nicholas Carr, man, it just hits the nail on the head, right? It perfectly captures this feeling that I think so many of us have had. He was worried the internet was chipping away at his ability to concentrate and focus. He described it as going from a deep, immersive scuba diver to a frantic jet skier, just skimming the surface. What a powerful metaphor for how we read now. And this is really the core of the conflict. The scuba diver's world, that's the world of slow, deep reading that actually builds connections in your mind. The jet skier's world, the internet, well, Carr calls that an interruption system. It's designed to encourage quick, cursory reading, distracted thinking, and really superficial learning. And listen, this isn't just about our habits. It's about how we are actively, physically reshaping our own minds. All right, so what's really going on inside our heads when we choose to dive deep instead of just skim? Let's get into the science, because this isn't just some vague feeling we all have. No. This is a real physical process happening in your brain. And it all boils down to this absolutely mind-blowing concept called neuroplasticity. The big idea here is that our brains are not fixed. They're not set in stone. Every single thing we do, whether it's scrolling through social media or getting lost in a good book, it strengthens certain neural circuits. So the real question is, which circuits are you choosing to build up day in and day out? And check this out. Neuroscientist Marianne Wolf makes it so clear we have zero genetic predisposition for reading. Think about that. It's a skill we have to learn, and in learning it, we literally forge brand new pathways in our brain, connecting older parts used for vision and language into a new reading circuit. So every single time you open a book, you're performing a little miracle of neuroplasticity. But here's the kicker, the troubling reality. Despite having this incredible power to build our own brains, we're doing it less and less. I mean, look at this data from the National Endowment for the Arts. It shows this steady decline in adults reading literature, and the numbers for young adults, they're even more stark. We're at risk of letting those amazing deep reading circuits we worked so hard to build just fade away. Okay, so if we're at risk of losing these mental muscles, what do we do about it? How do we strengthen them? Well, let's look at what we gain when we make reading a priority, starting with the incredible cognitive workout it gives us. You've probably heard this one before, but it is just so true. This classic analogy is completely spot on. Reading is not a passive activity. It is a demanding, full-on neurological workout that forces you to sustain your concentration in a world that is constantly trying to steal it. It is, hands down, one of the best ways to keep your mind sharp and resilient. And just think about it. On a practical level, you're training your focus in a world of constant distraction. You're always absorbing new knowledge, new vocabulary. This mental stimulation improves your memory, it sharpens your analytical skills, and studies have even shown it can help slow the cognitive decline we see in diseases like Alzheimer's. The takeaway here is super simple. Reading literally makes you smarter, period. And get this, it's also one of the best ways to just chill out. A study back in 2009 found that reading was the single most effective way to beat stress. It beat listening to music, even taking a walk. And it only took 6 minutes for people's heart rates to lower and their muscles to relax. 6 minutes. That's incredible, right? But the benefits go so much deeper than just brain power. Reading doesn't just change how we think, it changes how we feel. It's also a journey for the heart, one that offers this profound emotional and personal transformation. I mean, this quote just gets to the absolute core of it. Books give us access to countless other lives. They're like a time machine, a way to visit places you'd never see, and a chance to truly, deeply understand the world through someone else's eyes. Some people kind of brush off fiction as just made-up stories. But man, that is completely missing the point. As the writer Rob Perry points out, those complex characters in novels, they're real because you will meet people exactly like them in your own life. Reading fiction is like a powerful simulation for understanding human behavior, motivations, and emotions, and that directly builds your capacity for empathy. And this isn't just a nice idea, you guys. It's so powerful that there's an actual practice for it. It's called bibliotherapy. As one bibliotherapist, Ella Burton, explains, the right book at the right time can be a complete lifeline for someone going through a tough spot. It helps them feel understood and see their own life in a totally new light.
And this isn't just theory, right? This is real life. Take the story of Roosevelt Montas. He emigrated from the Dominican Republic to Queens. And he says that discovering the classic great books as a student at Columbia just fundamentally changed the course of his life. It just goes to show you, these texts can be a profound source of liberation, and it doesn't matter one bit where you come from.
Okay, so we've talked about the brain, we've talked about the heart, but how do we connect the dots? How does this journey for the mind and the heart actually translate into real, tangible changes in our lives?
Well, entrepreneur Ali Abdaal breaks it down in this really simple, super practical way. He argues that a book changes your life through a clear process. It starts with an idea, right? A book exposes you to a new idea. That idea then inspires you to make a decision. That decision leads you to take an action. And that action creates a real result that changes your life. It's a simple chain of events that all starts with just opening a book. So in the end, reading is a powerful act. It's almost a little act of rebellion, isn't it? It's a way to reclaim our attention, to deepen our minds, and to expand our hearts. It's how we build a better life, one page at a time. The journey of 1,000 pages begins with a single word. So the only question left is, what will yours be?